Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Welcome back to WKYT News as we roll up on 12:30. Bill Bryant here, Rebecca Smith in today for Barbara. Authorities in Scott County are investigating yet another hit and run. That's the third within the last month, and this one has now taken a bizarre twist.
Yeah, it happened last night on US 25 in Georgetown near Grace Christian Church. WKYT's Sean Moody's on the scene in Georgetown, joining us with new information in our top story at 12:30.
The Scott County Sheriff told me he was surprised no one was killed. He said a passenger in an SUV going along US 25 here tried to smack a pedestrian. He said instead the two butted heads. According to an arrest citation, investigators say Daniel Blackburn was driving a Chevy Blazer down US 25 when his passenger noticed three men walking along the shoulder and said he wanted to try to smack one of them. The deputy said Blackburn pulled closer to the men as his passenger leaned out the window, but he said the SUV got too close and the passenger's head smacked into the back of the pedestrian's head as they drove past. According to the arrest citation, Blackburn told the deputy he drove the passenger to a nearby Sonic restaurant so he could walk to the hospital, then left. Investigators pulled him over along the bypass after they say they got calls about a reckless driver. The deputy said Blackburn admitted to drinking 4 tall boy beers, and he said Blackburn blew a .233 in a breathalyzer test. Both men had to go to the hospital, but the sheriff said they should both live.
Probably ranks towards the top in 21 years as far as that type of incident, especially where no one is going to die. It appears everyone will be okay.
Blackburn faces charges of DUI, leaving the scene of an accident, failure to maintain insurance, and wanton endangerment. In Scott County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Well, the sheriff said his investigators will be meeting with the county attorney to discuss whether the passenger would face charges. Well, in the wake of yesterday's destructive weather, emergency management officials in Scott County are hoping for some new equipment that they say would help them track storms ahead of time. The Scott County Fiscal Court is discussing the purchase of a $20,000 Messinet weather station for the county. Officials say they've been waiting for an upgrade for several years now. And they say because of the recent weather events, it would show how an upgrade would greatly benefit the county.
WKYT's Micah Harris has been telling us about Tropical Storm Bill, that cell that could have a big impact on our weather later this week. Bill weakened to a depression overnight, whipping up waves along the Texas coast and forcing many residents in the area to evacuate as it moved inland. It is expected to bring 4 to 8 inches of rain to eastern Texas. The severe weather comes just weeks after heavy rains left more than 30 people dead and damaged thousands of homes in Texas and Oklahoma. Well, a man found dead on the roof of a building on UK's campus has been identified, but that still hasn't solved the mystery surrounding the death. The coroner says the man is 51-year-old Kurt Boren of Richmond. It is still unclear how he died or why he was on the rooftop. A woman spotted his body Monday on the roof of the residence hall on South Limestone. UK says he was subleasing a room from a graduate student, which by university policy is not allowed.
Strong storms last night caused some damage across the Bluegrass. In Jessamine County, lightning may have started a large house fire. WKYT's First Alert Defender tracked hundreds of lightning strikes yesterday as that storm moved through Nicholasville. Firefighters from Lexington had to be called out to Golf Club Drive near US 68 in Jessamine County to help battle the flames. Firefighters think the fire started in an attic and quickly spread throughout the entire home. The family was able to make it out safe thanks to smoke alarms. Firefighters also had to deal with 2 house fires in Fayette County last night. The American Red Cross helping a family who lost their home on Saddle Club Way near Versailles Road. Firefighters say the people living there made it out safely, but a dog died in the fire. About 45 minutes after that fire started, a duplex on Radcliffe Road also caught fire. Investigators say that fire started in the kitchen and spread. No one was hurt in that situation. Well, meanwhile, in Florida, 2 young boys being hailed as heroes after they rescued 2 younger children from a burning home.
11-year-old Jeremiah Grimes and 10-year-old Isaiah Francis rushed into a neighbor's home yesterday after the fire broke out, and they rescued a 1-year-old and an 8-month-old. The boys described smoke so thick that they could barely see. Fire officials say 2 other kids, ages 2 and 5, were critically injured. One adult in the home escaped unhurt, but what heroic young boys there. Well, one of the two victims bitten in separate shark attacks in North Carolina on Sunday spoke from his hospital room. Hunter Treschel says that he is ready to fight and hopes to live a normal life.
CBS News correspondent Winnie Gillette has more from New York.
The 16-year-old Colorado boy who lost his left arm in a shark attack in Oak Island, North Carolina Sunday says he's staying positive. Staff at New Hanover Regional Medical Center interviewed Hunter Treschel from his hospital bed and released the video.
I can try to live my life the way I was and make an effort to do that even though I don't have an arm, or I can kind of just let this be completely debilitating. I felt this kind of hit on my left leg, like I felt like normal, like there's a big fish coming near you or something.
This was the second shark attack of the day. About 90 minutes earlier, 12-year-old Kirsten Yao lost her left arm below the elbow and suffered a leg injury when she was bitten. There's been no determination if the same shark bit both teens. Wendy Gillette for CBS News.
Well, Hunter's mother thanked the hospital and said she honors her son for his courage and mental strength.
And certainly we hope, the best for him in the future. And the 16-year-old boy attacked by the shark over the weekend says he felt the fish before he actually even saw it.
Scary. Hunter Treschel also said he didn't realize what it was until it was biting his arm. He was one of two young people seriously hurt Sunday in shark attacks in Oak Island, North Carolina. Despite losing his dominant hand, Hunter is staying optimistic.
Okay, a little bit of the background on that story for you there. And why children living in poverty have a harder time learning, and why knee surgery is not a good option for some people.
We'll have more on that. Ebony Williams has details in this Better Living report.
Older and middle-aged patients who undergo knee surgery to stop persistent pain or fix a torn meniscus experience no significant physical benefits. That's according to a review of more than a dozen studies. The studies looked at nearly 1,300 patients and say the only benefit was a small reduction in pain right after surgery. A new study finds better counseling is key to lowering unwanted pregnancies. Researchers from UC San Francisco and Planned Parenthood tracked 1,500 women who did not want to get pregnant. They found those who met with healthcare workers to discuss IUDs and implants were more likely to get the devices, which are the most effective birth control. And new research shows very young children living in poverty experience a type of stress that hurts their ability to learn. Researchers at the University of Rochester tracked over 200 low-income children starting when they were 2. They found children with high and low stress hormone levels had experienced trauma at home and had lower levels of cognitive functioning. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Ebony Williams, CBS News, New York.
Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear has appointed a work group of 19 people. They'll be studying the financially struggling Kentucky teachers' retirement system.
The move comes after lawmakers failed to reach an agreement this year on what to do with the retirement fund, which is projected to run out of money by the year 2036 if it is not stabilized.
Well, we have a lot more coming up on WKYT News. It's good to have you along with us. It's a performance that will be music to your ears. We'll have a preview of the Kentuckians Chorus Summer Show. That's ahead.
Plus, a Kentucky nonprofit celebrating 50 years and looking ahead to the next, how you can play a part in that important mission.
Looking outside, not seeing much go on. We have a couple of showers, rumbles of thunder down toward the southeast, but that's about it right now. And towards your afternoon and evening, sparks back up. I'll show you the latest chance at severe weather coming up.